Story when it comes to building a business. To some, it's never an easy task to partake, and to some, they have very good stories of how they started from scratch and built their empires to profitability. And that's the reason why Business Kenya and MC Moments have partnered to bring you Biz Talks. Biz Talks. And here we shall be hosting mentors, people who have gone ahead of us, people who have created these empires, people who have also on the verge of creating these particular big businesses. And these lessons will be valuable for you, the business person, for you, the aspiring business person, the entrepreneur, so that at least you can make wise decisions when it comes to building that business. So every Friday at 8 a.m. on all business platforms, that's the Facebook and YouTube channel. Good morning and welcome to Biz Talks. I hope you're keeping well from wherever you are. Karibu sana. And of course, the conversation keeps going right here about business. Today, we're talking something very interesting, and it's about SMEs, logistics, and support. You know, one of the key challenges SMEs face is logistics. For example, how do you get a stall somewhere at affordable prices, or how do you get your products moving? Bottom line marketing, so that at least your customers can have easy access. And guess what? We have one of the amazing guys, I think this is just an amazing idea that they brought up, who has coined a solution for that. For you, small-time MSME, anybody else can now have an easy way to sell your products. And I'll be telling you that more because our guest is in the house. But first of all, just to welcome you on the #1 online business show right here, Biz Talks. Thanks a lot. Where are you watching us from? Please click on that share button as well. Let people know that, hey, we are on and we better sit down to get some advice on how we can grow. Now, my guest, Waweru Nderitu, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Great to have you.
Thank you, thank you.
As usual, there's some very nice, well-set cups here. So I want to serve you some nice tea. I don't know, have you made a choice here on the chest?
Fantastic. Yes.
What are you going to have?
Masala.
Masala.
Yes.
You're such a man. Man and stuff that are a bit tough. Are you going to have it with water or with some milk? What's your choice?
Water is okay.
Water is good?
Yes.
Alrighty. Do you take sugar?
Yeah.
Or you're that kind of guy?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me pull this closer so that I don't pour on you. So remember, click on that share button. Let us know where you're watching us from. And if you need to grab yourself as well a cup of tea, I hope you can have something courtesy of Melvin's. We want to appreciate Melvin's tea for always being a supporter of businesses, especially Biz Talks as well. So Nderitu, it's good to have you here as well. Welcome to Biz Talks. This is a place where we just talk matters business, especially the fact that now you are really supporting SMEs. A lot of them are watching and wondering, hey, can we hear what we can do with this guy on the show today? Today I feel like changing what I normally take a lot. I'm going to do a sweet cinnamon. You know, there's variety, courtesy of Melvin's, a lot of variety.
I can see.
Yes, I know, a lot of them. And the packaging, you see? Yeah. I'm sure you have a place where you have seen different packages,
yes.
Right? But then I'll be telling you more because on the sideline we have spoken and thousands of businesses have benefited courtesy of this amazing gentleman here today. So once again, karibu sana.
Thanks, Anna.
As usual, guys, I want to know where you're watching us from so that we can give some shout outs here and there so that we can, flow together. Now, yes. I've already seen people already telling us that they're tuned in, like Melo, Biston, Botugu as well. Thanks a lot, guys. So let me start as usual, is to ask you this simple, nice question we always start with here. And the question is, who is Nderitu? When people ask, who is you? Who do you say you are?
I'm a father of two.
Yeah.
And husband to one.
Oh, yeah. It's important. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I am an entrepreneur.
Yes.
This is what I decided. So, I'm proud to have never been employed.
Yeah.
At no one point in my life.
Wow. So you guys out of school to entrepreneurship?
Oh yeah. To talk and we decided, we'll do this.
Yes.
So
I like that.
It has been.
No, I heard you say Tulitoka. So that means with your.
Oh yes. But she got a job at first.
Okay. Wow.
So she got a job at first.
Yeah.
But then eventually she joined me in business.
Okay, that's nice. That's
Yes.
nice. Are you happy?
Yes, let me
You're
tell
happy
you.
for this decision that you made, right?
Yes, in retrospect, yes. If I were to go, if I was to start again with everything I know,
Yeah.
I think I'd be more prepared. Entrepreneurship is, it's hard. It's not be your own boss like kind of cool
Yeah.
thing.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of work.
Okay.
You never really get to stop working.
I'm curious,
But
by
it's
the way, to
interesting.
know, now that you at least studied something, what was this that you studied in school?
Oh yeah, I studied economics and statistics
Oh.
in campus.
Okay.
I
So you
did
should be seated somewhere in a desk, you know?
I know.
But anyway, good to
So,
know, good to
yes.
know. Alrighty, so I mean, I know there's so many people watching and they would really want to just dive into the subject. And I just want to get your journey, you know, all these things that we're talking about, Notify Logistics, you know. Of course, you've already given a brief part that, you know, for me after school, definitely jumped into business. But how did you land into this and say, actually, this is the business I want to do? I would like to know that.
Notify.
Yes.
Notify is a very interesting story.
Yeah.
We stumbled on an idea.
Yeah.
We didn't sit, brainstorm, come up with a perfect business plan.
There was no session of brainstorming.
Nothing. This was just we stumbled on an idea and
Yeah.
we realized, you know, this could be a big thing.
Yeah.
And it was really very simple. We had a business. My wife wanted to start a business.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, you know, most Kenyans will do. At some point, you want to start a business.
Yeah.
And most businesses, Kenya, it's purely just small scale trading, buy stuff, sell there, you know, buy here, sell there at a profit.
Yeah.
So she imported a few things from China, and her goal was to sell them.
Okay.
Uh,
Locally.
yeah,
now.
locally online.
Yeah.
So she had a Facebook page, she had an Instagram page,
Ready to go.
ready to go, and she
The
started
usual
selling.
thing.
The products were actually, you know, one of our bedrooms really converted into a mini warehouse. Story of
The
most
usual
our
way of
lives,
many
eh?
businesses, you
Yeah,
know?
that's
Yeah.
how they start. You know, you start small. So yeah, she started. Then, as she grew, we realized that the logistics are becoming a problem.
Yeah.
On a daily basis, moving products from home to town every day, every time you have a client, can become a challenge.
You're
Imagine if you have 10 clients in a day.
Oh, no.
Mmoja amekuja asubuhi, then at
Mwingine
you
saa
know,
nane.
so it makes more sense if you have a
Yeah.
central location. You can ask your customers to come and collect.
Go pick there.
Yeah, and that's how we started thinking about a shop. We thought a shop would solve our problems, but we soon realized rent is expensive in town.
Crazy.
And for a small business,
Yeah.
getting a shop means you pay all those.
No, I have a story, man. And I think I mentioned to you on the sidelines, the goodwill thing. All I remember is that one time I tried to get a small thing just to place, I don't even know what product it was.
Yeah.
And I was told I need to pay, I don't know what, hundreds of thousands for such a small thing. And that's not rent.
You see rent.
It was called goodwill.
Goodwill.
And I
It's
wondered, who's this
non-refundable.
will that I need to...
It's not refundable.
Yeah.
Even if you stay 2 months in business and you close it, it's just equal to as
I
in.
know.
But yeah, we realize it's expensive to actually set up a shop
Very
in town.
crazy, yes.
So we actually, you know, came up with this simple idea.
Yeah.
How about we get a shop
Yeah.
and get a few of, you know, of other businesses who are also selling online. We co-share rent.
Yeah.
So that was how we started. Initially, it was just supposed to be a place where my wife can actually run her business from.
Yeah.
And to be able to pay, to make rent on a monthly basis and whatnot, get a few businesses, we co-share rent. Then we realized the new businesses that came in, they were actually 12 in number. We realized that, you know, they were telling us the reviews that this is the best thing they've ever, this is their answered prayer.
Wow.
You know that point when you
Yeah.
realize God has actually given you something that is,
You know, yeah,
see
you've been
kawaida,
trying to crack
this
it
is
up,
just,
yes. Yeah.
it's pure favor, like you've gotten something that you had never imagined.
Yeah.
The reviews were actually amazing. So we, you know, had this discussion with my wife, and we realized that we've stumbled into something that can actually, a real solution to a problem that many small businesses are having. And so we came up with the concept of rent a shelf.
Yeah.
So we actually stopped our business, and we decided to, I think in 2019, fully now do the concept of rent a shelf.
Yeah.
We started by getting a small shop, putting a few shelves, and inviting small businesses. Instead of taking the whole shop, just take
Yeah.
a shelf. Our shops had shop attendants, we had licenses, so everything was set.
Wow.
It's plug and play. You pay 3,000 bob,
Yes.
and end of day you have a physical location in town.
Wow.
And from then on,
Which is
it's
an
been-
unimaginable 3K.
Imagine 3,000.
My goodness, saved from the hundreds of thousands. Wow.
Yeah, so that's how Notify started. It's just I think for us, we stumbled on it. It was just by the ni Mungu tu yani. Yo.
I like that.
Hatukupanga.
So how long has this now been?
Yeah, so we started the small shop in 2018. Then in 2019, we incorporated Notify Logistics and decided to do space as a business.
Yes.
That's when we started officially now with having spaces that we let. The concept of rent a shelf. Nowadays, it's common, like there's so many shops that rent a shelf, but we actually are the ones who came up with the concept. How do we call it? What do we call it? Then we were like, it's rent a shelf. Just rent a shelf.
Just rent a shelf. Yeah.
Not a shop.
Yeah.
So that's how it all came together and we started.
No, there's something I've just heard you say on the side there, that nowadays there's so many people trying to do the same thing. I think Kenyans, but we'll talk about that later on. So you have your 12 that you started with. What are the numbers now? The people that directly are using your services?
Let me put it like this. We started an entrepreneurs program last month, which is basically to support small scale businesses by giving them not only space, but this is giving them training, access to market linkages, products they can sell. So we have a number of people who don't have products. They just want to start a business, but we linked them up to some of the top suppliers in the country, the top manufacturers. The program itself, last month we were able to sign over 1,000 people. So for us, we've so far served over 10,000 small businesses in the last around 3 years.
10,000.
Yes, it shows you the challenges, the problems that small businesses are having. But it also tells you a story of opportunities in this country. That sometimes we just need to come up with local solutions to local challenges that we face.
You're right.
That's it.
Hey. Wow, this is purely inspiration as well. Definitely looking at a problem and giving a solution. Definitely, and I love this. So I want to still hear this story a little bit. I want you to give me an example. There's this particular maybe client who came, they were struggling to maybe get a space to be able to sell. Of course, don't give me your wife's story, because now at least that one was solved. And up to date, they're super happy that you have really solved this challenge that they were having about logistics. Do you have one or two that you can mention? Oh man, I have thousands. So I know, of course, one of thousands. One of our first clients. In the cohort with the 12 we started with, one of our first clients was a business called Suranzuri. They are online, their brand is Suranzuri. It's run by a lady who is in the US. She's a Kenyan, she's in the US. She runs a business here in the country. And her biggest problem has always been, how do you manage your business in Kenya while you're away? So because of her presence in the US, she's able to access so many different products, amazing products so she buys there and sends them here. But running her business in Kenya has been her biggest challenge. Until now, when we started the initial concept of, basically we can co-share rent, and she took space. She was among the first people who signed up. And ever since we started business now, for her, it's actually like 4 years later, we're still working together. Her business has grown in leaps and bounds. It's become more efficient. She sources products and sends them to us. And we will collect the products. We will do everything else on her behalf. So she can run her business, very efficiently from the US. Lovely. I know because that's continents away, man.
It's a simple idea, but the impact is fantastic. We have still part of the initial cohort. We have we have a lady called Bilha. She sells honey. And same thing. Bilha was she has a main job. She works in the insurance industry. But she has a small business. I think like most like most Kenyans do. Like a side hustle. But now the challenge is, how do you run your side hustle efficiently while you're still giving 100% at work? And for her it was a challenge until she came to Notify. 3 years later, Bill Honey, her brand has grown leaps and bounds. We still, now she is in Nairobi. We have a product in Mombasa. We have a product in Eldoret. So she's grown from that small business to now a business that has multiple branches in the country.
Wow.
She still has her job. So it means that she's been able to successfully become financially stable.
Absolutely.
Because of the fact that her business is also growing. Yeah.
There's so many things to pick there. And I know you could give thousands of examples, but
There's
those are
so many.
amazing ones. I know.
Yes.
So let me ask you, because you know somebody here is taking notes and ready to fly with, you know, to jump into Notify Logistics. Definitely, you've just mentioned, like for example, the example of Bilha, that she's now able to, you know, go inter-county, you know, and do some sales there. Does that mean that your presence as well is not just in Nairobi? You have some.
Yes, yes. So we have Nairobi and Mombasa, and we also have partners in Nakuru and Eldoret. So
wow, those are the major towns, definitely.
Yes, so Kisumu is something we are still considering.
Yeah.
Kisumu has always had, you know, even the parcels we sell to send to Kisumu on a daily basis. So we know Kisumu is definitely a market that we would want to tap
It's a big one. You know, guys from Kisumu buy a lot.
You know, these guys, and it's a whole, you know, Kisumu is a whole hub. If you're in Kisumu, you serve the whole region.
Yeah.
It's the way you're in Mombasa, but you serve the whole region. It's not just Mombasa, it's Malindi, it's like the whole region would ideally buy from Mombasa.
Okay, I want to get this right. There's the Rent a Shelf and there's the Notify Logistics. So where are we? Because what are you known as?
So Notify Logistics, we are the pioneers of Rent a Shelf. We are the ones who, our product has been Rent a Shelf.
Okay.
So, and how it works is simple. We work with small businesses. We give them affordable retail space in Nairobi. And it's not, we've moved from just space. Now it's not space, it's whole ecosystem. It's supporting them with things like we have e-commerce.
Okay.
So we support them with photography, and we also have our own e-commerce platform.
Yeah.
Now we've given them market linkages. So we give our vendors access to products. If you want to import from China, if you want to import from Turkey, we have partners who are able to do that for you and deliver it straight to our shops. If you want to sell from any big brand in the country, if you want to, you know, if you're selling dresses but you realize that unataka to supplement your income, you can sell anything from Bidco products, Rampton products, Hotpoint, you can sell, you know, Unilever. All these are now partners that we are working with. And the idea for us is to empower small businesses so that they're able to, the more products you have to offer. If you're selling, for Bilha, she sells honey. Once a client buys honey, you will probably not sell anything to that client for the next 1 or 2 months. Until your honey issues, then they come back again. So the question is, how do you still get something of value within the 1 month the client is still using your honey?
You're right.
So now you can get other products to, so you can actually create
supplement your space now.
Yes. So if you want to add Chandaria products to your portfolio, we have access to Chandaria. So you can buy their products at significantly discounted prices.
My goodness, my goodness. I'm loving this. I mean, it's not just from where I sit and from what you said, it's not just, you know, get space and all that. You're trying to give value.
Yes. That
we can also help you to link yourself to others and even more opportunities up there.
Yes.
Man, you're doing a lot. It's not just me. Lovely. So let's talk about, let's get the Bilha example, walk through, because it could be an SME watching and wondering, okay, lovely, I want to join in. So I have my honey, I'm Bilha now. I got my honey.
Yes.
I call you guys and you tell us how to reach you, all right? I call you guys. So what is the next step?
So yes, you call us, then it's very simple. You will choose the location you're in that you're interested in. If it's Nairobi, you have
I'm Nairobi.
So if in Nairobi, we have you know, a couple of outlets in Nairobi actually. But suppose you've picked Moi Avenue, which is our Notify Mall. So once you pick, it's very simple. It's you pay. We have a contract.
No, I have to cut you short because now you have mentioned something else now. You have a mall. There's a big mall in town. You guys, even big supermarkets before they get a mall, man. That's a story, That's a story for another day. But anyway, so you have a mall, and that means then for people who are wondering, do they have enough space?
We have plenty of space. We have over 3 floors of space at the heart of Nairobi, in Moi Avenue. We have another big mall in Tomboya. So, basically,
space is not a story.
So if you're selling, you know, we have people who are selling furniture, we have people who are selling electronics, fridges and whatnot. So at least now we're able to cater to a wide variety of clients. So
let's go back to Bilha now.
So yes, your
Bilha has identified he wants to be in Nairobi.
Yes.
So you Notify More.
At Notify More.
Yes.
So you sign a contract, you make your payment, and you stock. So once you stock, there is a stock tech team. They will come, they will do your stock with you.
Yeah.
They will make sure that everything you've brought, you have a goods received note.
Yeah.
So that basically means that now we are responsible for your products, we will receive them.
Yeah.
Then they will immediately go to our, we have a data entry team. So their job is to, one, make sure that all your products are in our systems, all your products have barcodes, all your products have been uploaded in our marketplace, which is our e-commerce platform. So if anyone wants to buy online, they can actually find your products.
We even have barcodes, man.
Yes.
I'm loving this. So Bilha now has stocked, stuff is inside, customers can now access.
Customers can now access.
So Bilha is the one controlling her market.
Yes, she will continue to market. We will also do our marketing as well. So Bilha has a portal.
Yeah.
It means that anytime she logs in, she's able to see the stock she has in our shop.
Yeah.
She's able to see the sales she's made.
Yeah.
She's able to see how much have we actually paid her.
Yeah.
So if you sold 20,000 this month, you will be able to see we have 20,000 that is your money.
Yeah.
Once we pay you, then the system will reflect we've already paid you. So basically she will be able to follow. You have your stock, you have your sales, and you have how much we've transferred to your account. So yeah, so basically she has control of her business.
Okay.
If she has a client, she needs a delivery to be made, we have an ops team, operations team.
Okay.
So she will just inform them, I have a delivery, it needs to go to Kahawa Sukari, for example. This is the delivery address, this is the contact person you want it delivered to. Our operations team will make sure the product is taken and it's delivered, and then now they will give you a delivery report within 24 hours after you've set your delivery.
You are disrupting. I think that's the word, man, because you're disrupting the usual thing. And let me just steer off this, because I've been trying to look at some of our big chain supermarkets that are almost dying. Others are dead. There must have was going wrong definitely there, that now people would run to Notify Logistics, the modern way of doing this. And I'm sure you have sat down and seen and say, this is where the challenge is,
Yes.
And this is what, I don't want you to unveil all your secrets out, but, but what's your comment on that?
I think retail is evolving.
Yeah.
Retail is that one sector that for the longest time has not changed at all.
Yeah.
Because once technology has disrupted everything, transport, Uber came, we have the Airbnbs of today, but retail has still remained largely the same.
Yeah, right.
Because traditional supermarkets cater to big brands.
Yes.
So if you're a small business, you've been enabled, you have the Instagrams to have a page, you have the Facebook, but there's still a big challenge in the last mile delivery.
Absolutely.
So if you're running a business from home, who takes care of the last mile delivery? If you have a side hustle, you're employed somewhere 24/7, how do you then run your business successfully, especially once it starts to grow?
Yeah.
Because now that's where all these challenges come to, they actually come to the fore. So you need to organize deliveries, you need to restock, you need to constantly engage customers, So who supports you? So for us, as for the longest time, stalls have been the answer to that particular solution. That you can get a stall in town, but a stall is very expensive.
Yeah.
You have to get a staff, you have to get a shop attendant,
Yeah.
and then the shop attendant will run her business inside your business. And there are all sorts of challenges that comes with running a stall.
Yeah.
Unless you're physically there, a stall can be a very expensive endeavor. So the last mile delivery has actually been left completely untapped. No one actually took the time to actually solve these problems, and we faced it firsthand, and that's where Notify came. Notify was formed because we saw the challenge. We experienced it firsthand. A small business, once it starts to get traction, the challenges will almost certainly kill it before it takes off. Unless now the person running the business, you have to leave your job.
Yeah.
And when you leave your job, again, financial security.
Absolutely.
It would be better to have two incomes.
Yeah.
So for us, what we do is the challenge that we're solving is to give the small businesses the best possible shot of growing until the business is actually stable enough that if it's a side hustle, you can then make a decision to come and join it full time.
And I'm sure you have some people who started as a side hustle and now they are just full time. This is the
So many. I'm telling you, we have people who were side hustles. We have a lecturer who was I think it's the university in your side, Rongai.
Yeah.
Nazarene. Yes. Yeah, so we have a lecturer who was selling electronic stuff online. And for him it became a challenge until we started with him. He took one shelf, then he took two, then he took three, then he took five, then he brought his own storage, then he brought his own stuff, because the business was growing very fast. And then eventually he was like, you know what? 1 year later, he came to us and said, thanks so much for everything that you've done for me.
Yeah.
But Sasa, as you can see, so we were like, you know what?
Go on.
Tunakusupport kabisa.
Yes.
We are really proud to have been, a part of your business in the most formative years. Then he moved to his own shop. Then he started his own e-commerce platform. Then now he's working there full time, and it's such a joy. He's actually one of our partners right now. It is such a joy to see that kind of growth.
Absolutely.
Because it's supporting small business.
Yeah.
It's the stories are
the many.
Tunaweza ongea mpaka kesho about all these different stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So let me ask you, of course,
Yes.
I think you've mentioned of the usual Kenyans, but I would want to ask you the question of now, what is your competition? And just before you answer that question, I just want to notify guys, if you have any questions to Nderitu today, man, this guy has blown our mind. And, it's purely disruptive, definitely, from the usual norms that we know, and really supporting the small scale businesses. I love the fact that, because access to this big retail chains for SMEs who are just starting, it's trouble. Sometimes it's tough. It's a journey that I have had here on this desk. A lot of people have to strain through, and what Nderitu and Notify Logistics is doing, amazing work. So let's talk about competition. But anyway, I just wanted to alert you guys that send in your questions, any review that you may have, let us know, because it's going to be a discussion right here. Let's talk about competition now. Now that you have disrupted all this, what's happening? What's happening on the ground?
Competition.
Yeah.
I think Kenyans, if there's one thing we understand about Kenyans, is, by the way, it takes like a second for people to copy. A second, you're discussing an idea, the next thing, everyone is doing the same thing.
I know.
But we figured early on that it will probably be the same.
Yeah.
We knew that once we start, we need to move fast.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone else will get into the same space.
Very true.
And it actually it came to be exactly the same way. I remember our first influencer, the first person we ever paid as Notify to help us in marketing, turned out to be our first competition. Because they came in, we explained to them our business model, we gave them a deposit. No, let's start.
Then boom,
Then someone goes silent for a while. Then before you know it, boom, there is a shop, and then you look closely and you're like, oh man, yeah, it's okay. It's now, as in, it was very interesting. So in 2019, it was interesting. We have a former landlord of ours who, 2018, the small shop I told you, so we started with.
Yes.
So in that particular mall, the landlord actually, so because we started in a small shop, then in 2019 we decided to do Notify full time, so we took a bigger shop.
Yeah.
Then after 3 months we took another shop in his, so he actually saw the growth.
He saw growing.
Then he was like, you guys, why am I not doing the same thing?
Yeah.
So he actually, decided to also start his own rent a shelf.
In the same mall?
In the same mall, actually. How do you compete with a landlord? How do you compete with your own landlord?
He will actually suppress you out. They have their ways. What?
So I think, but for us, the joy is in every rent-a-shelf shop, there's a small business which has finally found somewhere to grow. Yeah. So at least in that sense, we are happy because it's still supporting small businesses. Yeah. So I think in any business, because I've faced this a lot. Entrepreneurs, there are entrepreneurs who will never share an idea because they're afraid that someone will steal it, someone will run with it, someone will copy it. Yeah. But
sometimes I normally say it's the 844 system. You know how we were.
But
go ahead.
In business, if you focus too much on the competition, it means you're not growing. They can only copy up to the place you've grown your business to.
Yeah.
But you still have the opportunity to still take it further.
Yeah.
So for us, instead of focusing a lot on what everyone else is copying from us, it's always been, what do we do next?
Yeah.
Because people will only
inventing
copy
yourself.
up to where you are today. If you want to copy Safaricom, you'll copy Safaricom up to where they are today. But they have their own strategies of growing, which now that one is, everyone has to do their own bit.
Absolutely.
So the idea of fearing competition, I think competition is good.
Yeah.
For us, it's our competitors who have enabled to entrench the concept of rent-a-shelf.
Yeah.
Now, small business, when we started, rent-a-shelf was a hard topic to sell. It was a hard concept to sell. You're telling a customer, yes, you will pay me 3,000 shillings, na utaniachia stock yako, na duka sio yako. So, of course, people are wondering, how sure am I kesho nikikuja nitakukuta hapa?
Trust.
So, at first it was a very hard sell. But because now so many other people are also selling the same concept of rent-a-shelf, it's become a widely accepted standard of business for small businesses. Nowadays, we don't need to explain as much. So, in a sense, we've grown a whole industry. And the more players who come in, the more we continue spreading the word of rent-a-shelf. So, in essence, we are helping each other to create an industry that was not there before. So,
I like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big lesson there that you're sharing with entrepreneurs, that don't be afraid of competition. Because, you have to believe in yourself, that you're authentic, that you're always creative. You came up with an idea. Somebody can only copy, I like the way you said it, to the match that they have seen of you.
Yes.
But you, the originator, keep reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
That's how you remain at the edge completely.
Yes.
Taking notes, guys? I hope so. So now, let's get into, entrepreneurs and really advising them. But before we get there, you've spoken something about, trying to woo customers. And the bottom line is really trying to win trust. And so my question to you is this. What would you say is the process so that at least you could win the trust of the people? Just building that trust that, you can trust us with your product. I know you have paid us and you have your products, but you know what? How did you build trust?
Well, and unfortunately, trust is one thing you cannot buy.
Yes, you
The
cannot
only
buy.
way is you have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
So, and in any business, especially when you're starting a small business, you always get the first early adopters. Sometimes for us, it was the first 12 businesses that we got who actually took a chance. And for early adopters, this is where it becomes interesting. These are people who are facing such a big problem that they are willing to forego the trust issues just to solve that problem.
Absolutely.
And for us, these are small businesses who apparently it was so difficult to run the business from home that when they saw us, these are businesses people we've never met before, but they were like, I'm actually going to try out you because the problem I'm having is bigger than the trust issue that you're facing. But the 12, what they gave us is they gave us an opportunity to prove ourselves. So credibility can only be built over time. You cannot buy it once. You have to deliver the things that you have committed to. You have to go over and above initially to actually make sure that your first clients become your main, they become your main
it's like your main marketers in a way.
Yes,
absolutely.
So they allowed us to really, really work on our business model. Because when we started, our business model was virtually non-existent. It was, let's go share space, everyone to run their business. But they allowed us to see the opportunities in rent-a-shelf as a business model. We ironed it out with their help. So that's number one. Number two, they helped us to have, by the time now, if a client comes today, we can easily refer them to the businesses we've been with for 4 years. So now they've given us reference points. They've given us testimonials. They've given us credibility. We can say we have worked with this brand for 4 years. So now it's easier to assert the claim of credibility because it's like it's something that it has to be earned. You cannot buy it. Hakuna shortcut. But most importantly, as a small business, it's you really need to take care of your customers. Your customers are everything. When you're starting up, and we were having this conversation with someone, the purpose of any business is to satisfy a need in a customer's life.
Absolutely.
So it's not about at first the money that you're getting from them. It's satisfying their need. And as you do that, you're learning about your business model. You're learning about what the customer actually wants vis-a-vis what you thought they want, because those are very two different things.
It's what you think and is what they want.
They want. So until you have a few customers to run with, then these things are purely theoretical. It's just a template somewhere. It's just a lean canvas umetengeneza. But until you go to the ground, then you start learning from customers. And as you learn, they help to shape your business. And that eventually will do a lot of things, including now give you a lot of credibility.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Lovely, man. Hey, these are serious lessons, man. You mentioned something about marketing. Kwanza, that person who decided when they were supposed to market for you and they decided to take you on the side. So one of the challenges every business faces is marketing themselves out so that at least they can have as many clientele as possible, which is definitely return on investments becomes better. I don't know, we want to pick from you because now the success you've had so far definitely has some level of marketing that you had to do. What are some of the key lessons that you can share with some of the entrepreneurs about marketing? Can you tell them?
Interesting. Allow me to share this from the previous business we started. So after campus, we started a software company. So I spent a bit of my time in an incubation center at the University of Nairobi. And during that time, I was the only non-tech guy in that incubator because we took a business school.
Economics guy.
So everyone else was a coder. So this was for me a very new world. I had no inkling or idea about technology. So for me, everything was new. And the initial business idea I had completely failed. What took me to that incubator didn't work out. But from the time I worked with these people, I realized that we had amazing coders in the incubation center at that particular point in time. They had built amazing solutions. And I remember once I accepted that, yes, my business has failed, then it was time to pivot, to look for something else. Then what do I do? So I met this friend of mine who had this amazing software. And I thought, this can actually be sold. So the question was, where do I sell it? How do I market it? Because it's just a young 25-year-old who has seen an idea and you want to do something with it. So I drew a list and I narrowed down to 3 companies that I believed I can actually sell the software to. And because you're a one-man team, you're every company, you have to now bear the brand of the company. So I remember I was the one who actually went to the 3 companies, qua receptionist, and you're like, hi, so my name is Waweru Nderitu. I have a solution for you. Can I speak to your IT manager? And all the 3 receptionists told me, you know what, kuja after 2 weeks. Because, receptionist,
what are you doing? I don't know, shida gani.
2 weeks later, I went back. Hi, so I was here 2 weeks ago.
Wow. And determination there.
Yes, there is no shortcut to marketing. When you're starting off, you don't have a budget. And I remember that, because back in the day, I didn't have a job. I used to live in my brother's house. My wife had a small job. Interestingly, niendo alikuwa analipa hata dates because I was so broke. I didn't have anything here kulipa. I remember we were still planning our wedding back then. So we were in the middle of planning our wedding. But you lazima you're on your own.
Lazima ufanye kitu.
You go every day. I used to send emails on a daily basis. And this is so true because you have to send, my goal was at least to send 20 emails on a daily basis. And I did that for, I think, around 4 or 5 months without ever getting one client. But you don't give up.
You don't give up.
The receptionist, unakwambianga tu kuja, 2 weeks later you're there. You only have 1 suit. So ulienda nayo the first time. So when you go for the second meeting, you leave the coat, unaenda na shati peke yake. Because now,
I feel you, man.
But I thank God because eventually all the 3 companies bought the software. So we had the first client. The first client we signed up was Urithi Housing Cooperative. Ilikuwa Thika. Then shortly afterwards we got Norwich Union. The one in town. Then we had a land company called PRC.
Wow.
And eventually, those were the 3 in my shortlist. And they actually bought the software.
They bought.
So
that must have been a breakthrough for you, man.
I'm telling you, I remember Urithi, the first check they gave us,
Yes.
it was, in fact, we didn't even have a company account, you know. So I actually told them, Aliuliza, so checked the address to, I was like, me. I photocopied your check niko nayo mpaka leo because I framed it.
Wow.
That feeling
I know.
was, and that is it about marketing.
Yeah.
When you're starting off, because you don't have a budget, it's
Yes.
you really need a thick skin.
Yeah.
But you really need to identify who are your target clients. We always talk about the lowest hanging fruits. Where do you spend? Who are your early adopters? Who are the people who you feel the problem they're facing is too big that if you solve their problem, they will overlook everything else. The fact that you're a small company, the fact that
they will not care about
they won't care about all that.
But you're bringing the solution.
And they will give you time to learn about your business. So for me, that is what worked. When we started Notify, we employed the same exact tactic that we had learned before. Identify your target market.
Absolutely.
The people who really need your product at first. We call them early adopters. They will help you to build a business. When we started, Notify was not the business it is today. It is because of the early adopters that we got. So you have to have an open mind.
Absolutely.
Get the first cohort in, let them shape your business. And especially if you're in a business where you're really pioneering things, so you don't have a template to copy from. So then it means you have to really learn from your early adopters. You really need to, the goal has to be get the first few customers. You will definitely, like Urithi, I remember, I gave them a quote for the software, and remember the next question the CEO asked me is, so is this for one branch for all the branches? And I was like, if I multiply this number by 5, it is too much. Then I was like, apana hii ni yote, you know?
Oh no.
I'm sure that was the deal of a lifetime kwao. Because the amount of money, it was just barely 100,000 for a whole software, but it allowed us to, that opportunity to work with them allowed us to grow. When we went to Norwich, our second client, we had the experience from Urithi.
They could not trust you.
Yes.
They would be there saying, yeah, we have seen you before.
So marketing is every day. Thick skin, send emails, meet clients, accept rejections, move on to the next, let them perfect you. Mtu akikureject, let it be a moment to build you. Once you have identified your business is not growing. Our first business, we actually came to the point, to accept, hii haiendi mahali. Then once you get to that point, because there again, unaweza shinda push a business that is not growing.
You're right.
So if you're failing, fail fast, so that you can, the moment you accept, you actually move a step closer to a business that is working.
My goodness. You guys, we can spend 2 hours with you here. But I love just the way, by the way, I'm at your, right now I'm in your website. It's amazing. Lots of products here, by the way. So this is something else that is also an added value for people who are on your...
Yes. So the website, we manage it internally. So we give our clients free photography. We post on their behalf. We give them a customized URL where they can send their customers to, so that they can also start selling online. And currently, actually, what we are doing is anyone who buys from the online marketplace, if you buy, I think it's above 1,500 or 2,000, we give you free delivery, just to make sure that our customers are able to sell as much as possible online. So it's the whole COVID pandemic, reducing people walking into congested areas. And so that's how we are supporting them, to be more pandemic proof.
Okay. Let me get to some of the comments, because now tunaweza ongea sisi tuendelee, and then we shall get to the challenges. First of all, let me just appreciate some people. Daniel in Eldoret, by the way, you guys there? Are you about to go there or something?
We are there. We have one of our partners in Eldoret.
Awesome. Daniel, if you have some products, get to Notify. Mike Monene, team watching us from Samburu town. Tutafika huko pia. Wow, Taveta, that is mwenyewe, he calls himself mwenyewe. Kinara Mecha from the University of Eldoret, you're back, welcome back Kinara. Betty Arak as well, tuned in. Wangari Kamanga, salutations. This is, she works with the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and amazing people as well. Tell all those manufacturers who are struggling to get products out there to come to Notify. Of course, she's saying what? Oh, she likes my shirt. I'll tell you about the shirt, huh? Because I need you to be something else, huh? So then there is Nemo. Oh, actually, guys, we are showing you the website. So, I mean, they're scrolling through the website. They can see the website, how it is. Very nice. Even the deals that are there, costs that are there. Very amazing thing. I hope you can see it on your screens as I'm reading some of the comments. So thanks so much. Nemo as well. Nemo Nish is the one behind the shirts. I'll tell you about her. She's tuned in Kiambu as well. Thanks a lot. We also have Athanas Jalego. Indeed, fast mover advantages are always good to reflect upon. Yeah, and I hope you've seen that website. Amazing things, products, everything is here. From kids' shoes to ladies' shoes, everything. My goodness, at good budgets. And that's just page 1. Wow. And I can see all the way going to 30 pages plus. Hey, good stuff there. Nemo, I'm loving the conversation. Kwanza, that bit about marketing. I really I really need a thick skin. It's very important. You're right. Mike Morena, great work. E-commerce is taking shape in Africa, in African countries. Good work, Notify. A lot of people here very excited about what you're doing.
Thank you.
Ata Mimi, I'm so excited. Guys, so there you have it. Website, a lot of stuff, things happening there. I love it. Even the deals that are there. I am sure you have better deals even than some of these big guys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, you have simplified things for people. And you know, some of the towns you're talking about, I mean, it's easy. I would have a reason to go to town because at least I'm going to pick a product. And some people just want to stretch out. So you're just not going for nothing. And just get to know that you can help a young business. Let's talk about the challenges and then probably now close it up because time is almost done. What are some of the key challenges you faced? I know you've mentioned a few here and there. Of course, people duplicating stuff like that. Landlord saying, Atamimi, you know.
Yeah.
But could you highlight 2 or 3 that you have seen so far?
Yes, I think one of the biggest challenges small business face, of course, is capital. Like that has to be mentioned.
I know, man.
and I think this is a place where the government really needs to come in as an enabler for small businesses because transitioning from a micro to a small to a medium business, that transition is usually very, very difficult. And it needs a lot of capital investment. But unfortunately, for micro businesses, they are completely on their own. They cannot go to a bank and get a loan because they don't have collateral and they don't have, and these are things that we've faced firsthand. And that's why for me, marketing when you as a micro business is important because unless you have customers, you have no one else to support you.
You're right.
Unless now family and friends. And how many family and friends will give you, $1 million or 2? So yes, so capital is definitely an issue that I think that space needs really to be addressed.
It's a story very many entrepreneurs. They want to scale up because of the demands, but anyway, can I tell you something? I'm sorry, man. I'm also in business. I mean, we are in the media business, and I'll tell you this. I will not mention the bank, but I went to them and told them, listen, I need to buy this and this. And they can tell for the last 3 years, there's consistent flow of certain income. And I told them, I just need this lump sum. It's not very huge, by the way. I mean, it could have been cleared with 3 months of that payment that we have. But just give me this because I need these gadgets. They're on offer right now and I want to buy them. And you know what the bank told me? You have to bring in collateral. And I'm like, hold on. I thought my consistency for all these 3 months
you'd think
is even enough that I have never defaulted in any month and you can see this is constant. And you're able to gauge, they call it even abroad credit scores, you know, that this person, the likelihood of them defaulting is an issue. And I couldn't get the money. I mean, I'm like, where are you? And I hear a lot of banks talking about, we support SMEs. And if you're watching by there, I want to hear you. We support. What are you doing really when you're asking somebody who is 23 for a title deed?
Honestly. I'd let a title deed, I'm going to let a logbook of a big car. And the car has to be, I think they do 8 or 10 years maximum. So we've got 23.
Man, it's sad. It's really
and
sad.
I think this is the place where the government has to come in because the government can issue that guarantee. At the end of the day, the interest of the government is to create employment.
Absolutely.
So the government can, if it can shoulder that burden of giving credit guarantees to small businesses, then maybe. We are competing with, think about Silicon Valley, that where you come up with a concept on paper and you're given like $1 million to test it out.
Test it out.
How can
fully?
That's why we're all using, look at your phones, you have Gmail, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, multi-billion businesses that were created by people in their early teens.
Those are the countries
in
because
their
they were
late teens.
supported.
They were supported to start those businesses.
Yeah.
But how many apps are we using that are truly Kenyan? None. Except a few. Not none. We have a few.
Just a
and
few.
these few are because these
M-Pesa.
are... Yes. So I think capital for me is a big part. And as Notify, what we are doing with for the business we're working with is we are working on a system to make sure that they can be able to access financing. So we have partners we've spoken to. We have a great we have MOUs with. They can support our business. But even more so, we are creating a platform where a small business can easily raise capital. And we have this network of Kenyans in diaspora they're always looking for something back home to invest in.
Wow. Absolutely.
So
business legit.
Yes. and so yes. So I think capital is a big challenge that we also faced.
Yeah.
The other challenge for me is as an entrepreneur is a mental issue.
Yeah.
It's not spoken about often, but entrepreneurship can be really draining mentally.
You're right.
And I'm sure you know this. It is.
There are months that you're wondering, where am I going to get the cash to do this and that?
Crazy. And the thinking that you're looking for sales and you hope you have the next milestone that you think will solve all your problems. Once you hit the next milestone, it actually leads you to a bigger problem. Until you get to a point where you have a stable business. It's a very rough path.
You're right.
It's very challenging. And this is for me a personal struggle because you lose a lot of friends. You lose you lose touch with some of your family members because you're always absorbed in the business.
You're right.
It can be very isolating. It is very challenging and draining. Lucky for me, I had my wife at least. And I'll bear the brunt of it.
Support
when an idea imekuja and it's 2 a.m., you have someone to wake up umwambie, buskiza hii story.
I can't sleep, man. Wake up. I know.
But and I think having a support infrastructure is very important for any entrepreneur. If you really want to scale.
You're right.
Again, it allows you to learn from other people.
You're right.
So those are just two of the many.
I know, two of the many that you can mention. Of course, you mentioned so many others in between, including I have not forgotten your landlord. Let's talk about now opportunities that you see that lay ahead and the future of Notify Logistics. What are you seeing? What's in the horizon?
So for us as Notify, our goal has always been to support the businesses that we have. And initially we started with space, but now it's not just about space. It's market linkages, giving them access to more products to sell at a very good price. It's holistic support for the small businesses so that in the next 5 years, our goal is the next SMEs will be businesses that we have groomed as Notify, is to see them grow and transition from a micro to a small to a medium enterprise where they can afford their own spaces and they can afford their own big marketing budgets.
You're right.
So for us, that's a big part of what we are doing. We hope to support them to be more efficient in selling online. So that's why we have our e-commerce platform and giving them the support infrastructure to be able to help them to sell more online. And now, the next part of our journey is what we're introducing now is a reseller program. The reseller program is a very interesting program. You don't need stock to start a business. If you want to start a business to get a secondary stream of income, once you join Notify, we have all these amazing brands. We have Ramptons, Hotpoint, Chandari, and all these other plus thousands of vendors that we already have on Notify. And what we have are good quality photos. You can actually start a business from your own phone and just share on your WhatsApp status, share on your Facebook, on Instagram, the products that we're giving you and then the pictures are high quality, we'll give you for free. And then you sell, and once you get a client, Notify will fulfill that for you. And what you've seen is we have quite a number of vendors who started a business without investing in stock.
Wow.
And they make a sale. So once you make a sale, unajua hauna risk ya stock hapo.
So you're excited.
All you know is nikiuza, hey, this is how much I'm making. So every vendor will give you their price, their wholesale prices. So you can choose which industry you want to start your business in. And you start. It's all you need is an Instagram page and a social media handle here and there. We will support you with everything else. And
you have really simplified
you're in business.
I mean, you're talking about business. You don't need to go to business 101 class. if you're on social media, you are there. You're there, and you can start. By the way, time is up, and I just want to ask you. And thanks, guys, for all your comments. A lot of them are comments. So, and I've mentioned quite a number of you. In fact, maybe I could read one or two. Please let me know, what is your key takeout today? What is your key takeout? So, I want you to give advice to anyone who thinks of starting, anyone who feels maybe business is my way. Somebody's maybe seated in an economics desk somewhere thinking, my goodness, this guy, aliomoka before me, you know? What would be your, sort of like a parting shot, what would be your key message to anyone who's thinking, maybe I need to start or something of that sort?
So, for my wife and I, we know that first and foremost, everything we've achieved has just been by the grace of God.
Yeah.
So we for us, we see the role of God in everything that we do, that we've been able to do.
Yeah.
And so for me, that is, for all the entrepreneurs that we have right now, we always lead them to that, because for us, we know that were it not, Notify was purely a plan that God hatched way before we even knew.
Yeah.
If you know, you get the full story of how we started and eventually how we came to Notify, when you look back, we really can't take any credit. So for us, that's the first thing that, you know, I have to, I always make sure that, you know, it is very clear.
Yeah.
It is not that it to go, like we're just the same people, only by the grace of God. But secondly, even when you go through the Bible, there's nothing that God gives you for free.
Yeah.
God expects you to work for everything. When Israelites were given manna, they were expected to go out and collect.
Collect it,
as in, why msiangewapea tu inakuja tu directly, but he expects
almost to the stomach.
Because but he expected the Israelites to go out and collect. And so, in as much as, yes, we are Christians, there is a role of that we play. Absolutely. You have to go out. That's why marketing, you have to really go out every day and knock doors and expect to be rejected countless times, because we are expected to go out and work for everything that there is. When you're given a responsibility, an opportunity to do a business, then God expects that you will put 100% of your effort into that business. Because the thing that for us, the responsibility for us has always been, Notify is not for us. Notify is for the 35 employees we work with today. Wow. That they are able to pay rent, to take their kids to school. They're able to make ends meet because of something simple that God placed in our heart. And so you work extremely, extremely hard. And the burden is not for us to buy a big car and live in a big house and have a big life. The goal for us is to impact the small businesses we have, to impact the employees that we have. It's always about the community. The community. Grow the community. The lives that are and benefiting from it. If you do that, I believe that you know, you'll be able to create a stronger community. You'll be able to have a more even your clients will become a part of your core team. They will champion your success. They will root for your growth. And that's how you have a really organic and grassroots movement. It allows you to scale much faster, and it builds a more solid foundation as you grow. You're right. So for me, it's always about the impact to everyone else. For us, our prayer is always that our vendors will benefit from us. It's always that our employees will benefit from us. It's rarely about us, like me and my wife. It's really about the two of us. Right. Our lives have largely remained the same. You know, we have largely remained mahali tulikuwa ndio bado tuko saizi. It's not been about us. But when you tell the stories of vendors or the stories of the staff we work with and the impact they're having, I think that's the true reward of any successful business. Wow. Yes.
My goodness. Hey. Today is one of those days where we sit back and learn. And I'm really, really amazed at your story. And you're doing good stuff, bro. And I pray that, you know, even as you're looking forward to the future and your growth, that you will have easy access as well, you know, that your journeys will be well ordained even as you move all those. And by the way, a big shout out to your wife, man.
Yeah.
From where she is, we
She's an
salute you.
amazing woman. We are many support,
Support, eh? I have had. She has had to endure and ensure this is working. My goodness. Okay, so time is up, guys. I may not even be able to add another sentence. It's already past 9, and we try to ensure that business people get to work. Thank you so much for your time. Oh, I have to give a shout out, by the way, Sport on Apparels. Thank you. So those are the guys. They're called Sport on Apparels. They do amazing. My goodness. That's why I look. That's why they're only commenting about how I'm dressed. I'm not sure, but don't worry. So soon enough, I'll introduce you to them. They're very affordable, very nice, and one of these find is so that every time I'm talking about buy Kenya, build Kenya, I am already the same thing from top down. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and a big shout out as well. Make sure you go. How can people find you? By the way,
our website is notify.co.ke.
Notify.co.ke.
Our contact, customer care contact is usually, it's very easy, 0712 222 444.
Yeah.
So our website is just info@notify.co.ke.
Okay.
But in our website, all the information is there.
Excellent. And we showed you the website, by the way, on the show.
Yes,
so
social media handles, Notify Logistics. Instagram, Facebook,
Logistics.
everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Go find them. Go get there. Start your business. Bye-bye for now. Thank you so much for your time. See you. Let's get working.